Go ahead.
Okay, the topic for today is academic stress, some tips that will help you. Currently, university students face different situations that make the process of learning difficult and hurt the mental health with stress. But what does mean stress? Stress is a tension caused by factors, pressures, or situations that cause psychosomatic reactions or serious psychological disorders. But this depends on the resource that the people have to solve the situation. According to Christensen, is a doctor, the positive relationship with academic activities is important to develop different activities or aspects of life supported by affective or social support during the process. The stressed people may have an internal imbalance that affects psychological functioning, modifies behavior, and favors mental deterioration. Entering the university is a great experience for all people, but it's a change that have different problems where it's necessary to have a mental hygiene. 25% and 50%, sorry, 50%, social science and humanities 2019 say that students can present acute stress usually during the exams, evaluations, workload, or study materials. But in other ways, Whitkin 2002 by Pardo 2008 say into the stress there are different aspects of social character like rivalries, competition, conflict with teachers, between peers that affect the students. There are different variables of academic stress. That is coping stress. Coping stress is a strategy to avoid stress. But with the most aware about stress is where the functional these strategies. Social support. With this support, they have a better perception in the students because they feel a protective factor against daily stressor increases or enables adaptation and adjustment. Academic self-concept are the knowledge and attitudes about oneself. In general, there are two kinds of people: these positive people that have good motivation, good mental health, and negative people that have stressor, crisis, depression. It's difficult environment for them. Suicidal ideation. Suicidal ideation is difficult for the students is a trigger of simple and emotional stress, such as anxiety, depression, fear associated with suicidal behavior. We need to pay attention in it because currently methods to stop suicidal behaviors are insufficient. Exists different effects of stress in the academic aspects that are the following: conduct. Um, Excessive consumption of caffeine, tobacco, psychoactive substance, tranquilizer in general is substance that the students use to being calm. Cognitive change have been reporting the assessment of reality or the perspective is a grave worst symptom of the stress. And psychological, that is an evidence has been found on suppression of T cell that help the body that humans and low activity that is a low activity of lymphocytes, their immune cell, that suppress the immune system and make the body more susceptible to disease. The students can have um, high stress due to school requirements. They can't adapt to the environment, lose interest, and affect it in the academic purpose. When the students notice that the activities excess them, they have a negative emotions, and many investigations say that being exposed at high and continuous stress have a psychosomatic effects. Psychosomatic disorders is a condition in which physical symptoms are aggravated by mental factors. To summarize it, I can say that there is a negative relationship between stress and academic performance in university. Stress can affect person, physical and mental, affect social relationship, but the stress must be avoided not only do the students have the duty to take care of their health, but as a teachers, there is also a duty to take care about the students. Therefore, oh sorry, how to avoid academic stress? Here are some tips. First step You need to have the information. You need to take account that you know the many factors that can affect you in your university and know the help space that the university have for you. Improve study habits in your schedules, improve checklists, and include recreational activities, not only activities, academic activities. You need to rest. Avoid wasting time on social media because nor is a good idea. Lose your time in your social media while you have many activities. Um, have a special and pleasant space to study. Remember that you pass many hours in this space. For this, you need to improve quality time, not quantity time, and be a good space, a calm space. Strategies to occupy free time like sports, yoga, and others. A good professional, okay, eh, a good professional is not always a good teacher. Ignoring the need to have a good pedagogy leads, sometimes not always, to some teachers putting a lot of pressure on their students. Remember that you have um, responsibility on your students and your mental health is your problem. You need to improve your methods to avoid it. There are conditions of particular care. Remember that not all people have your same conditions. For this, you need to have empathy in your students and help your classmates when they need. Remember that they need to have a good space and environment to avoid the stress in general. Universities. Universities have a vice president for university welfare that guarantees adequate infrastructure for the academic and recreational space, um, economic resource and comprehensive health service. They need to it in their universities. It explains the Director of Human Development and Comprehensive Health of Excessive University Welfare, Anna Cristina Marin, was take was take of this phone. However, the important thing is that the entire community perform self-care actions and support others. In general, not is only responsibility of the students, self-care actions to take in account the stress. It's necessary that the teachers improve methodologies to avoid the stress in their students. Thank you.
Okay, thanks to you, Jennifer. My question for you is, have you ever felt academic stress? And if so, why and what symptoms do you felt?
The stress academic, I think that all suffer stress, academic stress, sorry. Yes, my symptoms was depression. Currently, I suffer depression, anxiety, and many psychological problems. In the street, I have these problems, or because the university don't have or don't take in account that we need this space to help us to avoid it.
Okay, Jennifer, thank you. Majeli, please can you make your question for ask your question for Jennifer?
Good afternoon, teacher. Yes, my question is how important is your mental health to you?
I think that is so important for me and for all. If you have a bad mental health, you don't have a good life. You have wrong activities. You can feel affect this stress in your um, currently activities in general. Yes, I think that must be important for all people, for universities, teachers, because they need improve this aspect, human aspect in their lives.
Thank you. Ever Jessit, what is your question? or Jennifer? Okay, let's move on. Maria Fernanda, please ask your question to Jennifer.
Buenas tardes. Yo le envié el correo al profesor. Entró el correo.
Mayerly, your microphone. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to give you your feedback, Jennifer. It was a really good presentation. Your slices were very well presented and very accurate to the topic. Very good job. The only thing is, it were minor pronunciation mistakes, but it was very minor. Okay. So thank
Yes,
you
I
so much.
understand.
Very
Okay.
good job.
Okay, thank you.